we? I don't know what's going on. Are we both talking at the same time? No.
No, I forgot to put my mic on mute.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what's going on, everybody? That's what happens when I give up the hosting chair. We just talking at the same time. But I am not the host with the most, but I am your boy, Hollywood Rich Buchanan. I am back. For everybody that I guess missed me for the week.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Get out of here.
I know. We got to find a way to incorporate that type of clip into one of these. It's like, oh, like, anybody coming to see you, Otis? But no, that's great. But no, listen. Welcome back to the next edition of the TMS podcast. At the bottom of the screen, you can see where you can follow us. So if this is your first time tuning into us on YouTube. At the bottom of the screen, you can see our TikTok, our Twitter/X page, Instagram as well. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, about 5 or 6 of you have new subscribers this week, I believe. So let's keep it going. Once again, we are trying to get to 100 pretty quickly. And once again, we've been growing now that we've been taking this more seriously with the YouTube. So yeah, so continue to show the love that you guys have been showing. But yeah, we're on our way up. So listen to that soccer show that Shay and Aaron did on Sunday. So that dropped on Sunday. So make sure that you tune into that as well. But Mr. Katz, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I like to see some sad FSU fans cry about that they didn't get in the playoffs. And just makes me feel really good. I feel like that Cartman episode on South Park where he's like licking the tears off of Scott Tenorman because he's all sad. And it's fun. And people are going to be like, oh, well, it's, the quarterback this, the quarterback that. And I'm like, listen, like the 2000 Canes didn't get in over Florida State and we were way better than them. So, I don't want to hear that. And plus, they just don't want to bag college football.
Yeah.
That's all.
We've seen it. Yeah, let's stay there because we were talking about it earlier. So the Final Four is now out. Obviously, regardless of who gets in, there's always fan bases and pundits that get mad about who's in there. So it was Michigan, Washington, Alabama, and who's the team I'm missing? So Michigan,
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah, and Texas Longhorns, right? So yeah, listen, Texas had a bounce back season. As soon as they beat Alabama, I knew if they kept their season afloat, they were going to be in the Final Four. Honestly, I want to see Peyton Eli Manning's nephew in there. I want to see him eventually get some burn. I know he not started, but he played in the game towards the end of the season. But I would love to see him in this national playoff. But I know he's behind Quinn Evers right now. But yeah, like you just brought it up. FSU fans are hot, and once again, obviously, for those that listen to us, Aaron and I are both fans of Florida teams. Aaron is a fan of the U. I'm a fan of the Florida Gators, and obviously, unfortunately, both of our teams weren't in that contention. But listen, Florida State, you just got back to being in this prominence. It's been real quiet up there in Tallahassee, real quiet. Jordan Travis, who has played well, and I'm glad a committee guy said it. Jordan Travis' injury changed things. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. He was like, "Look, if Jordan Travis was healthy, then yeah, we would have saw y'all in the Final Four. That wasn't the case. So, your thoughts."
And it's funny, too, because we've seen it with the Cincinnati Bearcats. They were the 4 seed, got absolutely demolished by Alabama in that playoff series. And Notre Dame got demolished against Alabama in that playoff series. So they don't want to see teams like that. They don't want to see, I guess, stinkers, if you want to say it like that. I mean, also, too, University of Central Florida, they were undefeated, and they have their banner saying they were undefeated, and they didn't get in because it's the strength of schedule. I mean, I get Florida State, they won the ACC against the Louisville team, barely beat them.
Right.
I know they beat LSU and potentially Heisman hopeful Jaden Daniels. Cool, got it, great. But there's a lot of wins that they had that they were scraping by, not enough, by, I guess, a win margin, I guess, however you want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we all knew Alabama was going to get in. It's going to be the Alabama Invitational until Nick Saban retires. So I knew that they were going to come in And I wasn't surprised that Georgia didn't get in because they lost to Alabama in the SEC champ game. And Georgia, too, they didn't really have a lot of like good wins, if you think about it. They either smoked the teams or they just barely won. Like at one point, they were losing to Missouri, and they're ranked number 9. So that's all I got to say.
They had a really good year, though. Missouri was really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Missouri had a great year. They're in a bowl game against Ohio State, so that should be good.
Yeah,
But I mean, FSU, they're going up against Georgia, I think. So there you go. You want a playoff? There you go. Play against Georgia.
I don't think that should have been a matchup.
Fucking smacked.
I don't think that should have been a matchup, though. I felt like FSU should have played in Missouri. You feel me? I feel like that would have been more of a thing, just how it is right now. And I felt like Georgia should have faced Ohio State.
But why though? Isn't Florida State like one of the best teams? Like they should go up against the 2-time national champs.
Sure, I'm saying if we're looking for more of that championship feel, as I put in air quotes, Georgia Ohio State would have delivered, in my opinion. To see Marvin Harrison Jr. one more time on that stage, well, we're gonna see it regardless, but to see him kill the competition one more time before he goes to the league, would have been really cool to see. Now, granted, it may still be like that when they face Missouri, but I just feel like that matchup they could have switched up a little bit, but I guess they feel like they got it right in that regard.
The one bowl game I'm very shocked at is the Liberty Oregon, and of course Bo Nix is going to come out there and play in that one. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a slaughterhouse. I think it's the Fiesta Bowl. What a disrespect to the Fiesta Bowl. But I actually want to ask you a question though, still in college football. What do you think of all these transfer portals coming through? We got Dylan Gabriel is leaving Oklahoma. Obviously, Cam Ward is leaving Washington State. I believe who else was leaving? That was top. Kyle McCord is leaving Ohio State.
Well, that's soft. That's soft. Like McCord leaving Ohio State because you can't beat Michigan. That's soft. Soft. So once again, that's the title episode today. Don't be soft, but it's not for that reason. But we'll get into that later on.
That's a good reason, though.
It's good. So that's soft. That is why not stick it out and try to beat unless they sat down with him and said, "Hey, we appreciate you. We're going to go in a different direction."
I actually thought it was more Marvin Harrison's like, listen, I'm not coming back because they were high school teammates.
Gotcha.
So I think that pretty much just sums up that Marvin Harrison is going into the draft. No matter what, even though he says he wants to stay his senior year, beat Michigan, get that title, I think he's going to the NFL.
Listen, there's nothing left for Marvin Harrison Jr. to prove at all. There's nothing left for him to prove. He is a certified top 3 pick. He's going to make a lot of money in the NFL if he's healthy. Just go to the league. I know he doesn't have to because obviously he came from a good background financially, obviously. But listen, time to get your own, big dog. Go get your own. As far as the Cam Ward, I didn't know about Cam Ward. I thought Cam Ward was going to enter the draft this year instead of going to the portal. I thought he had a good season at Washington State, honestly. If that's the case, hey, Billy Napier, get on the phone because I like Cam Ward. I think that he is the dual threat that we've been missing down there since our guy was down there. Tebow, whoa, Tebow. So that's for the OG listeners there for that one. Had to bring that out one time. Yeah, if that's the case, go bring him. And once again, I like Mertz. Mertz has been cool. Mertz is not as good as Cam Ward. So
unless Florida has $5 million, they're not going to get him because apparently that's what Nebraska head coach Matt Rule's saying. It costs $5 million to get a good quarterback.
Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, or Florida.
I'm not saying he's going to Nebraska. I'm just saying. I'm saying Rule's saying $5 million to get a quarterback.
No, sure, but I'm like, this is not the Tom Osborne Nebraska Cornhuskers.
This is Bo Pelini.
Yeah, that too. It's not the Big 8 anymore. It's not that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's not Eric Crouch is coming to that door. So it's a whole different whole different scenario now. Way different ball game. That was the case. But yeah, he's probably not wrong. Probably not wrong. That's what it requires now. But I'm once again, it's SEC, so I'm sure there's someone in the SEC that can offer it, or maybe someone, the Pac-12 is no more, so that I guess that's probably why, that probably sparks the leave as well. But yeah, like I said, if I'm Billy Napier and if I'm whoever the AD is at UF, I am making sure that I at least get the phone call. Once again, you may not land him, but I will at least get the phone call to see if he's willing to come down to, to the swamp.
I mean, before we head into the NFL, do you have your prediction of who's going to win the Natty?
You said it, you alluded to it earlier. It's the Alabama Invitational. I don't see anybody beating them.
If Alabama wins it, though, is that pretty much like a conspiracy that they just like Alabama to win titles? If that's the case.
I mean, we say that, but I'm like, they continue to like. Listen, to beat a man. I'm a wrestling fan. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. So once again, would I love to see Michigan or Washington get that? Of course, because it's cool to see someone else get a national championship. It'd be great, be awesome. I just don't see it happening. Once again, Auburn, you had your fucking chance, and on 4th and 31, you allowed a touchdown on 4th and 31. We're not even talking about Alabama. if you just defend it. So, hey, David, I'm sorry, brother. I know you listen to this. I'm sorry. But it's true because you said it to me off the air. You told me, you say, damn, I can't believe they let that happen. So I couldn't believe it either. So that's why we're sitting here saying, welcome to the Alabama Invitational. And that's why I made the joke on Sports Nation the other day. I was like, yo, I said they could be 7-5 and they still gonna get in.
It's pretty factual. I actually have Hook'em Horns. Huh? I have Hook'em Horns winning it. I think they're on a big high right now. Steve Sarkisian is really getting it going over there. Quinn Ewers been pretty dominant all season, and they already beat Alabama. So I feel like Hook'em Horns.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love their tight end. I hope that he's there in the second or third round. Ja'Tavion Sanders. I think he's a beast. Because once again, Brock Bowers is out the question because he's going to go early. So Ja'Tavion Sanders is clearly the next best tight end in that draft. I would love to see him here in the third round. Especially if you're going to let go of Hunter Henry in the future, or Mike Gesicki, one of the two, because one of them got to get signed. But I feel like knowing Kraft, they may let both of them go and then try to go a new route. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm looking for Penix to go off too. Michael Penix, I should say. Excuse me. I'm looking for him to go off too. Show me that you're not Pat White 2.0. Show me that you're not Pat White. So for those that don't know who Pat White was or is, I should say, really, really, really good quarterback at West
Virginia. Good at West Virginia. Him and Steve Slayton.
Yes, that's right. He did go down. Yeah, so one of the best college quarterbacks we've ever seen. So I'll say, let me say that back. Show me that you are Pat White at college, because in college he was really good. He wasn't that great in the pros, but show me that you could be Pat White on New Year's Day to get you to the national championship game. Show us you can do that. I don't know if they've had a team ever this good. Maybe it's just Warren Moon. You know what I'm saying? Like they've had some other maybe 2000 they had a team like that, right? A team like that? Maybe late 90s, whatever. But so we'll see how it unfolds. But so what's good, man? What's going on? Got our guy CPNY, aka Chris, is in the building. I
don't care about no Knicks. Oh, Red Nation here, baby. Listen, I will say though, Chris, I did pick Knicks. To beat the Bucks tonight. You can check that out in the last episode. So I'm giving Knicks a little bit of hope. Don't make me look like a fool.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll get into that when we get to the IFC later on the show. But yeah, let's get into the NFL. So as I always say, best weekly soap opera in the world, and it did not disappoint once again. A lot of things happened this week, and now we're starting to really see how the playoff picture is going to unfold. But I'll start with really was probably, well, I mean, it was projected as the game of the week. The score did not make it the game of the week, but San Francisco comes into Philadelphia and just like, and it just goes bananas on them. 42-19, definitely a statement win. So just what will be your thoughts as you saw that game unfold?
I mean, at one point, DeAndre Swift did the Kaepernick. He got hit so hard, he pretty much took a knee right there. That was a little intense. I was like, woof. I mean, it was close in the beginning, and then I think what was it like going into the second half, or like they just unloaded on the Eagles. So, I mean, now everyone's kind of talking about how like Brock Purdy should be MVP, you know, this and that, but I don't know. I mean, Debo had a game on Sunday, that's for sure. But does this raise the question that the Niners are the best team? Because we've seen this Niners team be good in the past and even last year, and then they just fold when it comes to the playoffs.
No, but it gives back. But once again, what did I say last week? I said this is redemption time. I saw this coming a mile away. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. I thought they would win a close game, but they was like, yo, we letting y'all know if we were at full strength last year, y'all was not going to beat us. And once again, I disagree with Debo as much as I love him as a talent. His quarterback is not the MVP of this league. The MVP of this league is residing in South Florida, and he wears number 10. It's Tyreek Hill. Because once again, we say this every year. If you're going to say that a quarterback's the MVP or whatever, just do it like for college. Create a Doak Walker type of award. Oh no, that's running back. Doak Walker. Is Doak Walker a quarterback? Is that the best quarterback? Was it
no, Davey O'Brien is the quarterback.
David O'Brien, yeah. So Doak Walker's for running back, right? So no, David O'Brien. Give that out. Then give that type of award out. Make a new award, and this is for the best quarterback because Tyreek Hill, they are not where they are down there without the efforts of Tyreek Hill. Once again, he has his output from 2018 already in 13 games. That's unreal.
He only needs 519 yards, I think, to get the 2,000.
Right. Like, and I mean, shit, he might get half of that next week. Like, he was like, hey, that's just what it is. So he has been phenomenal, and I just, to me, we got to give credit where it's due, and I get it.
Is this like the Brady Tom thing now with Tyreek and Pat? Because it looks like Pat Mahomes needs Tyreek Hill this year. Because Travis Kelce, he's getting all swarmed up in the Swifties. I talked about it last week on the Feeling Blue that, you know, they have Richie James, Kadarius Toney. I mean, Rashee Rice is doing good for a rookie, but I mean, they kind of need that deep threat in Tyreek, and they don't have it.
But people were saying that last year, but because he, went through and they won the Super Bowl, people was like, oh, Tyreek cool. Now you're seeing it. You're seeing the effects, right? Yeah, Kelce will be 34 or 34. They really don't have a great outside threat, as you mentioned. So, yeah, of course you needed Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill knew that, and he bet on himself. And once again, his legacy is pretty much cemented because he's already won the Super Bowl. He's already won one. And then now we're just putting up the numbers. This will be his third year in a row of 100 catches or more. He's most likely going to break Megatron's record. So, yeah, he definitely would have been, it still would have been unfair. It still would have been unfair. Kelce probably sits a little bit longer if Tyreek Hill's there because you can really rest him, get him right, get the treatment he rightfully deserves for his body. And they would still have been rolling. Now, granted, it looks like they're going to walk into the Super Bowl, meaning Kansas City. I don't see who beats them with all these injuries. I don't.
I think Ravens.
I would love to see Lamar. We talked about. I would love to see Lamar get one. I would love that. That would be great. But they've had injuries too. Mark Andrews has been out. Obviously, their running game has to be Lamar because their running backs can never stay healthy. But we'll see what OBJ and Zay Flowers can do, and the rest of that crew. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems right now. It seems like Kansas City is going to they're going to crip walk all the way to the all the way to the Super Bowl. It's out of control. Out of control.
And just a little bit. You know what is out of control though is I saw this stat. Quentin Johnson has 199 receiving yards. First rounder, saw it in Brandon Staley's offense. And there's the rest of the draft class that is in there. All 8 of them have at least 200 yards or more. So is Quentin Johnson, I'm not going to use the word bust yet, but is he just in the wrong system? Or is it just because, he didn't show up against Georgia in the Natty that he kind of got exposed, but the Chargers were like, you know what? We've seen enough. He's good.
Well, they have a hard on for big receivers. Let's just call it what it is. Keenan Allen.
Blame him with Mike Williams, though. It's a good red zone.
No, sure. But I'm saying, like, you would think, let's switch it up so that we have that balance, right? Like, Zay Flowers was there to take. Jordan Addison was there to take. And it was like, nope, we're gonna go with this guy. So I feel like if they had that shiftier guy on the inside, their offense would look a lot different than what it is right now. I couldn't believe they only produced 6 points on Sunday. I couldn't believe it. And it drives me insane because I'm just like, I've literally seen my defense become elite the last 5 weeks, and they have nothing to show for it. That's fucking insane. And the time that we've known each other, or even the time that we've been watching football, we have never seen a Patriot defense like this, and they not fucking win. The defense like this, they usually would be 8-4, 9-3. Hell, they might even be 12-0. Like with a real offense, a real team. Like this is unbelievable. So I'm just like, wow. I said, see the hell of the 2 field goals. Like, and it's funny, right? Because I just say, like, this might be the game that they win and not supposed to win, because Bill always does well against Herbert. And that same thing happened, but because the offense is so fucking inept, like, it didn't matter. I told my boy, I was like, yo, I said, this field goal literally might be the game. He was like, come on. I'm like, yo, it might be the game. And it was. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
You know what's not bad, though? Jake Browning. Monday night.
Yeah.
I guess the Patriots need him at quarterback. That's for sure.
So
32 for 37, 354, and a touch.
And a running touchdown, too, if I'm not mistaken. So,
yes.
Running touchdown, passing touchdown. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing when you have the weapons on the outside. It's funny because Chase was killing them all night. And who made the biggest reception of the game? T. Higgins. On that little out route for the first down towards the end of the game. He gets that, and then Evan McPherson, that's what he's been doing since he got to the league, and makes the biggest kicks when it matters. So yeah, it was cool to see that, though. Like, obviously, sometimes you see guys kind of fold under those Monday night lights. But yeah, he rose to the occasion on the road, right? Because once again, Duval, they was rocking. That crowd was loud and in it last night. But yeah, they made enough plays to win, and who knows? Maybe he's enough to keep them afloat. What do you think? And now they're staying at 6-6. So you think they go on a run, or you think they're going to kind of trade off wins there going forward?
I mean, they have the pieces to kind of make a run. I'm going to look at their schedule right now because I feel like they can get it done. So they have Colts, Vikings, Steelers, Chiefs, Browns. So I think the only loss I would see there, the only loss I could really see is maybe Steelers, just because it's a division game and they always play tough against each other.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think they can go 4-1 like we just said. So
yeah.
And Jonah Williams is blocking for Jake Browning. That's the key factor here. No one's going to talk about that, but
yeah, I mean, shit, they better keep upright since you can't have 3 quarterbacks anymore. That rule needs to change going into the offseason. That's dumb. It's dumb.
Well, technically they changed it where the third quarter, like for a third quarterback, it's like an emergency. So technically, it's like you have.
That's a weird thing. Keep 3 quarterbacks, just like it doesn't matter, and call it a day. But let's not go too crazy with the rules. I'm not finished with it, but I was watching the Ed Reed interview on the Pivot.
I need to watch that. I saw that.
Listen, stories he was telling about y'all in the early 2000s, like, it obviously just speaks to how the culture was then, and unfortunately, it's not what it is, now, obviously. But that's for another time, another day. But no, but he was speaking about the rule changes and how He was like, yo, he was like, well, sorry. I'm one of the guys that they started changing rules because me, Ryan Clark, those guys they started changing rules because of us. So he's not wrong. He's not wrong. So the league has gotten soft in that regard. They change something every year, and it's just like, look, if it's not something that's going to really impact the quality of play, like why are we making it a point of emphasis? So just bring back the 3 QBs, no emergency bullshit, and just go from there.
Now, an emergency is the Jets. They are an emergency. Zach Wilson doesn't want to play for him. They just cut Tim Boyle, Xavier High School native, and now they got Brett Rippon off the Seahawks practice squad, who we've seen in Denver play a few games. So what's going on over there in East Rutherford? Like, I know it's the Jets being the Jets. If Shea was on the show, he would say, dumpster fire team, but
right.
I don't know what's going on. They talk about elite defense.
No, facts.
Defense, but their offense isn't bailing them out.
So my question, my response to that is, do you blame Zach Wilson? Do you blame him?
I wouldn't know. Right,
that's what I'm saying. So I don't blame him for having his emotions show there and say, well, fuck y'all. Like, y'all, you didn't want me in the offseason because you went and got Aaron Rodgers. Okay, cool. Aaron Rodgers goes down the first game of the season, unfortunately, 4 snaps in. I come in and we win that game. Now everybody's riding high. Let's go. JTS, Jets. Fireman Ed's going crazy. MetLife's going crazy. Like, everyone's going crazy. Chelsea's talking about them on SNY. It's going great. So I get it, right? Then they get smacked by the Cowboys. He has some other bad plays. Shannon Sharp's killing him on first take. Some other national pundits are killing him on their respective shows. And then he's like, well, shit. I helped save the season briefly, and this is still the thanks I get. Fuck y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. And that's where he's at. So I don't blame him one bit. I wish Mac Jones would have the same attitude, because that's essentially what's going on in New England too. They're playing with Mac Jones. And my thing is, if Mac Jones threw another 10% and said, I don't want to fucking play, I wouldn't blame him. Wouldn't blame him at all. Even though I want him gone. But I wouldn't blame him, because, you're still a human being. But the man can't play, and neither can Zach Wilson. So, wow. And even with the Aaron Rodgers shit, so it's like, what are we doing? Like, why y'all trying to give false hope to a season that's already dead? Like, they wasn't winning 5 in a row, and then he come back in the playoffs on some Joe Namath shit. That's not. I mean, not Joe Namath. On some Willis Reed shit. That's not happening. It's not happening. Cut it out. Stop.
I can understand if you were like 24, but you're like 40. So it's like you're not going to be ready in time.
Let him rest for the year and then come back if he wants to. He's clearly healing at a better rate. That is awesome. After he comes back, finishes next year, and goes out the way he wants to. Totally want that to happen. But I'm like, this season's what are they? 4-8 now? 4-9?
Yep, 4-8.
Yeah, they're not coming back and winning 5 straight to even have a shot at a wild card. Cut it out. They're not better than Houston. They're not better than Jacksonville. They're not better than Indianapolis right now. Like, those are the teams ahead of them. They're not better than Pittsburgh. Those are come on.
And what's funny is that the Jets and the Giants have the same record, but when the Jets beat the Giants, they were 4-2.
Reckless. Yep. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, now it's like, okay, and then they lost to the Chargers right after, and then it was kind of it was over.
They're on a 5-game skid right now.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. So it's just like, hey, I mean, but my thing is, hey, keep losing, baby. Keep losing. Get that top 2 pick. Listen, this team needs it badly. And what I said on the other show I did last time, missing the point. I said, did Robert Kraft ever started with the number 1 pick, and we got Drew Bledsoe? It's time. It's time to get another number 1 pick with a quarterback. It's time.
No, you need to be in purgatory. You need to know what it feels like to have like 5 losing seasons.
The Patriots in the 90s were not good. Like, people I mean, I know they made it.
I know they were bad in the 90s, except for when Bill Parcells showed up.
Right. Okay. Don't act like.
Then you know what? Then bring back Ron Meyer. All right, bring back SMU's Ron Meyer, and let's get it going. Let's run the tables.
No, absolutely not. listen, and people that know Boston these last 20 years had became whatever people think they are. In the 90s, when we were children before then, except for the Celtics, most of these teams were garbage up here. Even the Celtics were trash in the 90s. Like, it happens once again. And it wasn't until we got Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker, and then, things started to change. But it's like, no. Once again, it started with Drew Bledsoe. Now it's time to get another quarterback at the number one spot and go from there. Because Drew Bledsoe changed everything for this franchise once he got there. Which the playoffs his second year, Super Bowl the third year. So that's the trajectory I'm looking for. That's what I need badly. Just be competitive. Once again, you're not going to win every year. Just be competitive. Because 2-15, I cannot do next year. Like, I'm gonna still watch him, but 2-15, I can't endure. Not back to back, anyways. But that would be trash. But so we'll move on from that. So last but not least, we'll start getting into the week 14 picks. So let me pull up the games here. So week 14. So Thursday night, barn burner, legendary matchup. You got Kenny Pickett. Oh no, not Kenny Pickett. He's out.
Mitchie.
Money Mitch. Quarterbacks get hurt every day. B.
You'll be all right.
Money Mitch against Bailey Zappi. This even with Mr. Trubisky, this should be a 1-2-3. 1-2-3. Pittsburgh,
Steel City.
That's
there
right.
You go.
It's out of control. So next to the 1:00 slate on Sunday, NFC. No, not AFC. No, it doesn't. Not AFC. NFC South. Buccaneers, Falcons. Who got in that one?
Ooh, it's actually kind of tough. I'm gonna go with I think Desmond Ridder still quarterback, so I guess I'll go Buccaneers.
I'm actually going with the Falcons at home. These teams, both of these teams, you never thought they were going to. I can't believe the Tampa Bay has won 5 games. I cannot believe it.
This is very true, folks. He did say in the beginning, in the NFL preview we did a few months back, he did say only 2 wins for the Buccaneers this year.
Yeah, so I cannot believe that they won 5. So I thought they would sneak on, and they did. They snuck one, but then they've won a few more they should have won. But once again, when you have the most consistent wide receiver of this era, and Mike Evans. I guess you could still have some plays or have some moments when you're better than the other team. And just a quick aside before we keep going into the games. If you don't think that Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer, I want you to stop watching football.
I was just about to ask you if you think he is.
He absolutely is. That the first ballot. It does not matter who the quarterback has been. That man is produced. Period. To me, this puts him a notch above D-Hop for right now, in my opinion.
I can see that.
Because they came out at the same time. I just, to me, Mike Evans has been the model of consistency from day one. So I had to give him those flowers there. So yeah, next. So we have the Lions versus the Bears. Oh my. This should be a 1-2-3. 1-2-3, one pride.
Yeah, one pride all day.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Although I did see a thing, I didn't even realize this, that the Bears right now are monitoring Eric Bieniemy to be a possible head coach for the Bears. I could see it with Ryan Poles as GM. Matt Eberflus isn't getting it done. I kept saying Justin Fields. Sorry, I don't want to say Josh. Justin Fields should go down to Atlanta, but why not Eric Bieniemy go to Chicago?
Well, no, I think we had talked about it a couple weeks ago. I was like, well, maybe it's not the cards for him to go to Chicago instead of Atlanta and just be Phil's coach there. I'd rather him go to Georgia, though. I'd rather live in Atlanta than live in Chicago. I'm just being honest.
True.
Both cities have great food, and great city. I've been in both cities, but I'd take Atlanta over Chicago personally. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, either way, I want him to get a job. I just feel like the way they played at Washington this year might deter teams from taking him on as a head coach, unfortunately. But Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Bengals at home. I'll start there. I feel like they're riding the wave, or they're going to ride the wave for what just happened Monday night. I'm rocking with Cincinnati.
I actually have the Colts.
Okay.
They're riding high as well. They're 7-5. I think they're on a 4. No, I think they're on a 5-game win streak, and that hasn't happened since Andrew Luck was the starting quarterback. So I mean, Shane Setchian's got it going. Michael Pittman's dominating. Minshew, we've seen him start in Jacksonville and in Philly for a little bit. I mean, they're getting it done. I think Jonathan Taylor should come back this week. If not, Zach Moss is holding it down for him. So
yeah, I don't know. They're kind of like the trying to think of a team in the NBA to compare it to. They're kind of like what the Utah Jazz were with Donovan Mitchell. You know, a team that's just not, they're not ever gonna win the championship, but if you catch them on a good day, they're gonna smack you. And I think that's what's going on right now. So yeah, I mean that team that matchup can go either way. I just think that what we saw from the new Jake the Snake, Jake the Snake Browning, JB, he was throwing it all over the field. And once again, hey, like our guy Chase said, I'm always fucking open. You feel me? So that's just what it is. So next we have the Jaguars versus the Browns. Who you got there?
oh boy, it's the battle of the backups again. So what is it? Joe Flacco against CJ Beathard. And I got CJ Beathard in this one. Go Jags, go.
I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Just because of their defense, I could see that.
Yeah, the defense is phenomenal. But like I was telling somebody on Facebook earlier, I said Joe Flacco's arm never declined. Never declined.
I was not saying things we don't mean.
His arm, we're not saying what he, not saying his numbers, but I'm saying like his arm was always elite in my opinion. Denver knows. Denver knows that his arm's elite.
Oh god.
My Patriots know that his arm was elite. So he got us a few times up there too, in Foxborough. So yeah, he's always been able to sling it. It's just a matter of, is he going to get to the receiver? Is he going to have time? Is he going to be mobile enough to get out of the pocket? And this stage of his career, no. But yeah, that defense, and once again, he just has to be a game manager at this moment. He's 35, 36 right now. Yeah, he just has to be a game manager. Just be Kyle Bowler. That's it. Just be Kyle Bowler.
Oh my god.
I know. Just be Kyle Bowler, Anthony Smith, be in that category, and let the defense handle business. That's all. That's all you got to do. So I'm rocking with Cleveland there on that one. Next, this is a division game, but this is still a 1-2-3. Panthers Saints. Panthers just can't find a way to win the game. They had a shot on Sunday and they blew it. I'm rocking with the Saints. That's a 1-2-3. 1-2-3.
Keep pounding.
You don't believe that. You don't believe that they're gonna find a way to win.
With this Saints team, who knows? I mean, Michael Thomas isn't there. Obviously, they have Kamara. Derek Carr is again.
James is there, baby.
I wish they played famous Jameis, but they don't. They'd rather have an upgraded arm over Gingy. Same player, just a little bit better on the arm.
Right.
And I don't know.
We'll see. Well, we just talked. We just smashed the team, so this should be a 1-2. We just talked about them. Texas versus Jets. 1-2-3. H-Town, baby.
Yeah, H-Town. And man, prayers up to Tank Dell. Had a great season.
I know.
I think it was tibia or fibula.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, DeMeco Ryans, man, they got this team in sync and lock. Like it looks like the Matt teams of old.
So I broke the same bone that he broke in my leg. They would have to go on a deep run for him to be back. Could he come back? But it would have to be, because once again, he's I'm not a walk condition athlete. He is. So if they went on a deep run, he might be able to come back. So but I mean, he had a really good rookie season. But Nico Collins has been great. Dalton Schultz has been really good
We expected that.
For them as well. And then I forget who the other wide receiver was, but yeah, they've been
Nico
killing.
Brown, ex Dallas Cowboy as well.
Yes, exactly. Yep, sure. Yep. So yeah, they've been doing their thing. So yep. So Houston went in there. So this is an interesting one here because they've been playing better lately. But you got the Rams versus the Ravens. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna go with LA. I'm gonna go with LA that pulls out this one here. Even though it's on the road, I got LA winning this one. And a tight one.
I mean, Puka Nuka is definitely he's pretty close to rookie of the year, I
Yeah.
guess in the NFC, but nah, I still gotta go with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. They're just coming off a bye week. Everyone's pretty much healthy. I think Odell's gonna go off against, I guess, his former team, if you call it, because he only played half that season.
Mm-hmm.
Still won a ring, but I think Odell's gonna have a nice game against this Rams team.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably due. He's due for one. I would like to see that, but I just think they lose one more game, and I think this is the one that they end up losing. So next battle of the mid cards here. And this was the 1970s. This would have been the game of the week. But the Vikings versus the Raiders. we got in that one.
I'm gonna go with the rocket scientist, Josh Dobbs. I know it's Josh Dobbs because Aiden O'Connell, and I love Antonio Pierce, love what he did for the Giants, but it seems like they're on like a little bit of a skid, and I think Josh Dobbs is gonna figure him out.
Yeah, I mean, they're still trying to get Justin Jefferson back to see if he can do anything for the rest of the season. Dobbs obviously was terrible the last time they played, on national TV. So hopefully he's looking to redeem himself because he needs to, because he looked awful. But yeah, the story has been great, and I think they find a way to get it done as well. Next, just because of what just happened, this got to be on 1, 2, 3. Sorry, Gino, but Seattle, San Francisco.
Just
I'm
skip
sorry.
it. Yeah, San Fran.
1, 2, 3, San Fran.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Next, now we're to the now we're in the 4 o'clock window. Kansas City versus Buffalo. Are you gonna circle the wagons?
I'm gonna circle the wagon.
Woo.
I'm gonna circle the wagon, and I'm gonna put a prediction that Gabe Davis is gonna have a game.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna have to. I feel like they do what they can to take away Stephon Diggs. So, and Buffalo is reeling so badly right now. They need something just to salvage their season. And what better way to go into Kansas City, and get it done?
They have to, though. I mean, Josh Allen's just getting beat up by Pat Mahomes like every single time they go up against each other. Whether it's close games, blowouts, field goals.
Except for that game out there a couple years ago. I thought he outplayed Mahomes that day. You gave Mahomes the ball last, and that's why you lost. So it's just that plain and simple. And I think that change. If they win that game, I feel like that changes his. We changed the narrative about Josh Allen. They won that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're looking at him the way we look at Joe Burrow, if that's the case, in my opinion. But because Joe's beat him a few times, we look at him differently, which is fine. Because Joe Burrow is that good. So next we have the Broncos versus the Chargers.
Bolt up.
Yep. No, I'm going with Denver.
Denver. Really? I mean, Russ had a pretty bad game last game. He had 3 picks.
Yeah, I mean, the last one was forced. I mean, they were trying to make a play at the end. Obviously Denver's playing much better, winning 5 out of 6. Listen, if the Chargers couldn't score, under 10, they couldn't score more than 10 against us. I don't know. I'm rocking with Denver on that one. I just think they're a better team. And then to Sunday night, we got the Eagles versus the Cowboys. And And I think it's redemption time for Philly after what happened last week. So I'm rocking with Philly on this one. I know you are too, so I'm never going to ask you.
I'm smoking on that Dallas pack.
No,
That's not
no.
even a question.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We might have to get Rose Gold back on the show after this one.
I think I might want to go over his house and watch
yeah,
it.
yeah, no, yeah.
Just get your popcorn ready for sure.
Yeah, especially if they lose. I would do a show Sunday night.
Nice little post game, absolutely.
Yeah, those post game, like oh my god, that would be great. So now to Monday night, we have a 2-for-1 special.
Ugh.
The first one it might be crazy. We got the Titans versus the Dolphins. This is a 1-2-3. 1-2-3. Miami Dolphins.
Fin up. That's how they say down there, right? Fin up.
Yeah, fin up. Yeah, fins up, baby. So you got that, and then we got Packers.
This one's a weird one. Yeah, this one's a weird one. Christian Watson's right now dealing with a hammy. I've talked about it on Feeling Blue, the other podcast I do with CPNY Sports. We've talked about the Packers. I mean, their best receiver is Jaden Reed. He's a rookie. If Christian Watson's not playing, and he's really small, so I don't think he's going to be that efficient. But Jordan Love, man, can we talk about the last 3 weeks for Jordan Love? I think he has 8 touchdowns, 0 picks. Dude, just slinging it. I mean,
and it was to beat Mahomes. It was at home.
Still impressive, yeah.
Yeah, 270, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I was like, okay, he's starting to figure it out. And we've seen it in the Chicago game, the first game of the season, where it was like, okay, maybe he did learn something there. But yeah, he's starting to figure it out again. And if that's the case, once again, they may not make a run, but they just have to continue putting pieces around him. To highlight his talent. So I'd go once again. I'd figure you guys still want a top 10 pick. So I figured that the Packers would win this game because they're probably looking to get to the playoffs.
I'm gonna go with Tommy Cutlets. I'm gonna go with Tommy Cutlets and the Giants. Yeah, I feel like we're riding too high to momentum. Tyrod Taylor's a little upset that he's not starting, but Brian Dable did say Tommy DeVito has earned it. So right. I think we might have an upset.
All right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes on Monday night. So yeah, that wraps up for the NFL. So let's get into the NBA before we get out of here. So listen, the end season tournament, I will say, has been a success thus far. It has put teams that normally aren't in the spotlight, and some teams have absolutely delivered, with the Indiana Pacers being at the top of that list. So just, yeah, man, just, what were your thoughts on last night's games? I think you got your picks right, if I'm not mistaken, or we got half of them right from what you said. What happened?
No, I didn't get any right.
Oh, so you didn't think that you thought the Kings were winning.
Kings, yeah. I said Kings and Celtics. I didn't realize Kristaps wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
And I did say it in on X or Twitter. I'll say Twitter. On Twitter, that if Kristaps played that game against the Pacers, it's a totally different game. Tyrese Halliburton did go off with a triple dub.
They beat them by 50 the last time they played. Yeah, of course it would have.
And
I think that's what it tied down to. They were looking to get their look back after what happened. Once again, that game was over in the first quarter against Indiana last time that they had played. And once again, I will forever take a victory lap on Tyrese Halliburton, because I said it on this show. I said on Mr. The Point. I said on anyone that wanted to hear. I said this kid from Iowa State is going to be the real deal in a few seasons. Oh, his shot's quirky. I'm like, no. When you're 6'5", I think he's like $185, maybe $190. I said, yeah, the shot's quirky. I said, but he gets it up quick. He has really good passing skills. I was like, that's going to translate. And man, has it ever. He's a beast. I thought it was cool. They were treating it like it was a game 7. They were super excited. I had no problem with that. People were crying on Twitter saying, "Oh, they're acting like it's their championship." I said, "Bro, $500,000 was on the line. It's a lot of money." I'd be hyped too. So they deserved it. I thought Halliburton was special. I thought Aaron Nesmith, who was a castaway here in Boston, he's found a home there, in Indiana. So
Shout
it
out
was
to Benedict Mathurin too.
yeah,
First round
yeah,
pick from
yeah.
them, pretty good.
Yeah, so
Feeling good
yes,
this
yeah,
year.
exactly. So they did their thing. Yeah, but it just shows, yeah, Boston just gotta get healthy. Once again, fans are overreacting per usual. I know you enjoyed me responding to some of that bullshit last night. I was so mad. I'm like, y'all got it's like, listen, man, Drew Holiday is not a scrub.
He's an NBA champion.
No, but
And it shows in Milwaukee that they needed him on defense. They were
right.
top 5 in defense with Drew Holiday. Now
No,
they're
but
like
that's
28th in
what.
defense.
But that's what people were saying. It was like people were like, well, he's been great on defense. He just blows offensively. And I was like, if that's the case, we just kept Marcus Smart. And I'm like, do you understand that there's certain games that would have been lost already this season if Smart was having a night like Holiday was having? Because Smart, in his mind, believed, and once again, that's what made him good. That's also what made him suck at times. He believed, I could be the one that get us back to X, Y, and Z. I'm the one that can get us out of this funk. Joe Holiday doesn't play like that now. He's like, look, if I'm 3 of 9, I'm not gonna keep shooting. I'll pass it off, or I'll make a play on defense, and that's what he's done. He has played smarter. And once again, they're 15-5,
Exactly.
not 5-15, not 10-10, not 9-11, not 8-12. They're 15-5. Calm the fuck down. Calm down. So that to me, once again, if I'm saying to calm down, you should be calm. Because once again, they had lost 5 seasons in a row, then I'd feel a certain way. But I'm like, it was a loss on December 4th. Indiana wanted it more. They defended better, and they earned it. That simple. Same thing with the Pelicans. They earned it. Brandon Ingram looked really good last night. Really good. 29 points last night. Zion was kind of shaky, but I think he had a good game towards the end as well. CJ McCollum getting him back really stabilizes them.
Very clutch.
Yeah, in my opinion. So, and even what's the kid off the bench?
Jose Alvarado?
No, that's him. But think about the forward. Oh God. Trey Murphy. He's another guy that really helps that team get over the hump. So yeah. So I said it was a really good host of games. They have more games tonight too, right?
Well, right now it's Knicks Bucks, and I'll tell you right now, update, it's 62-60 Bucks in the second quarter right now. And tonight it's Suns Lakers at 10 o'clock.
Okay. So because I was so mad because it's funny because I hope my supervisor doesn't see this, but whatever. My supervisor, when I do security at City Garden, we do like our a gathering before we go to our spots, because they'll tell us where we're going to be, we're going to do stuff like that. And so my supervisor gets up there confident, like, all right, guys. So we got this tonight. We got the show Wednesday, show Thursday. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Show Wednesday, Bruins Thursday. He was like, we're going to be off Friday because Boston's winning Monday night. And I was sitting there like, I was like, don't jinx it, because I'm like, dude, that means we got to work 4 days in a row. Like, no. And of course, as soon as I seen and that's the ball game, Pacers 122, Celtics 112, I was like, fuck. So bad. Like, I'm like, man, I was looking forward to finally having. I have not had a Friday off in about 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm just like, I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. We have a matinee Saturday, but nope, of course not. Celtics had to lose. Now I got to be there. I'm pretty sure whoever loses tonight, we'll face them Friday. So it's just like, okay, cool. I mean, for a fan standpoint, I hope it's the Bucks. So that we can get another preview of what it's going to look like, later on in the playoffs. So, but yeah, that was very annoying to see. Once again, you could lose the game, but I was just like, damn, like I really wanted that Friday off, but for the weekend. But
it's funny you said that, because I really wanted the Rockets to beat the Lakers the other night.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's get into that. Which is why we named this episode "Don't Be Soft," baby. Ime versus LeBron, going at it. Ime telling LeBron stop bitching.
That's right. That's right. That's my coach right there. That's my coach. Get it?
Yeah, Joe. I was hollering because once again, I firmly believe that's exactly what was said because he had.
Oh, it was. If they have people up close, that's pretty much exactly what he was saying.
He called out he called Tatum a bitch. He called Brown a bitch at times. Called Marcus Smart. So that's just what it's from the pop school of from the pop school of coaching. So he will go off if he needs to. I thought it was weak that they gave both of them text though. I thought that was weak.
Yeah, that was weird. Even Stephen A. Smith said that was weird on First Take.
Yeah,
He's they're just conversating.
Yeah, that's two men going back and forth. They wasn't really going to fight. That wasn't going to happen.
And Braun kind of walked in that direction of Ime. Ime didn't storm the court or anything.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so I don't know. I just thought that was weak. Like don't once again, if you want that competitive banter back, there's plenty of coaches. Like I know for sure Nick Nurse be talking shit. When they were just up here Friday. Nick Nurse for sure be talking shit on the low. I know
Drake used to do it all the time.
Who?
Drake used to do it all the time.
Yeah,
when Nick Nurse was up there.
It's what it is. Like remember when Kevin Durant came out? I don't know if he was still in OKC or not. No, he might have been in Golden State then, but he was it was like, how does it feel about getting a win on Drake night? He's don't give a damn about no Drake night.
Yeah, I think it was with the Warriors when that happened.
It was like, all right, thanks, KD. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's friendly competition. It was like, and then of course, the Braun apologists immediately put a video together. Oh, this is why he's mad. He was killing Udoka when he was a player. It's like, listen, LeBron has killed many people as a player. Like that's he's 6'9", 260. He's always going to have the advantage. Always. Like there's not been someone that can guard him consistently in his 21 years. We know this. But yeah, fans just had to go in there. Shannon Sharp was ready to. He was ready to go John Moran on him. How dare you talk to my king like that? It's like calm down. I would have loved to see. That would have been a good segment for Undisputed though, had he still been there.
Yeah.
It's like Skip would have been like, oh, would you have jumped in?
He absolutely would have. Like he did against John Moran's dad. Yeah. He would have the same thing.
Yeah, that was tough. But I loved to see that. I loved to see that competitive banter. Once again, that should be the thing. Even with the Pacers last night, Aaron Nesmith hit one of the Celtics with the too low celebration. I mean, too small. I thought that was wild, but I'm like, I loved it. It's like, dude, like this team gave up on you. So whatever, or you felt that they gave up on you. So if that's the case,
I know you gave up on him. That's for sure.
Well, yeah. So everything he's doing now is what they were expecting right away. And the problem is up here in most major sports towns, when you have rookies, like you're expected to contribute right away, which is an insane thing to even think about.
We discussed this before TMS even started. We were watching that draft, and we knew he needed to score offensively because he was mostly playing defense. What was it, Vanderbilt? That he was at?
Yep. So, yeah, but once again, I wanted Halliburton, and Halliburton got picked 2 picks before. So I was like, if he's there, you got to take him. But they took it. And truth be told, the 2019 and 2020 draft is the reason why Danny Ainge is no longer here in Boston. Because Danny Ainge in the top 10, I trust Danny Ainge. He's going to pick somebody that can really play. Because he did it early in his Boston career. He did it when he got Tatum Brown. That I trust. If it's anything from 15 out or down, I don't trust Danny Ainge to pick. Outside of Tony Allen. Tony Allen was really good. And here in Boston, and obviously we did it. First team all defense. Yes, sir. So I miss that. We need a couple of dogs up there in Boston for sure. At least on the bench anyways, because they are very short right now, and it's just like they're getting exposed. So Brad, do your thing. So any other words on the NBA before we close out?
Right now it's 75-72 Knicks against the Bucks. So do you still have the Bucks winning that one because you want them at the Garden? I mean, TD Garden, or do you want the Knicks at TD Garden?
Well, I want Milwaukee.
All right, so this Knickerbockers definitely need to show up then in the second half. And Suns Lakers, I'm assuming Devin Booker is not playing. I know he had. I haven't really followed the Suns too much. I know he had that ankle.
I'm going with Lakers.
You're going Lakers on that one?
Yeah, I'm going with Lakers.
Oh, okay.
I need to see Phoenix healthy. Like Booker and KD alone are a problem, but I need to see all three of them together.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, how do you feel about Bol getting at least 7 minutes a game? I don't know what he expected coming to this team. I saw a stat. He was averaging 21 minutes with the Magic, and then this year he's averaging 7. I mean, I don't know what you expected coming to Phoenix.
But you're not ahead of Nurkic. You're not ahead of who else they got there? You're not ahead of Eubanks. Like you're not ahead of those guys. So he's not better than that. That's why I am. And I'm sorry, Shaq, and I love Shaq. That's why I didn't get the comparison. You're comparing him to Wembanyama? What do you know? No.
Oh God. No. I didn't even see that.
That was 2 weeks ago when it was like well, Bobo would be just good if he had. I'm like, no, no, stop, man. And like even then, Wembanyama hasn't translated to winning yet. Not yet, anyways. Been kind of humble, realizing there's a lot of talent in this league, but he needs your boy back over there. He needs Evan Vassell. He needs him back. Keldon Johnson. They got some pieces there, but that team is not at full strength. They're not going to deliver like that, and that's what's happening.
Absolutely,
that's what's happening. So, and that's with most teams, but especially with a young team like that, like they need everything to go right to at least have a chance that night. And they're still a year or two away from really being, formidable. But Pop got a lifetime deal. Pop's not going nowhere until he wants to leave. So
absolutely not. Yeah.
Even I think they should let him go too, but that's another conversation for another day. I think him and Belichick are in the same regard. Once again, I think them two are the two best coaches that we have seen around the sports in basketball and football. I think they're the two best. But sometimes it's just like, hey, it's time hanging up. No when to hold them, no when to fold them. Know when to walk away. It's just that simple. So, and any other words on NBA before we close out?
No, not that I know of.
All right, so let's go to the final word.
So before we go into final words real quick, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow That's My Sports on YouTube. We do follow back to anyone that subscribes to us. We're at 67 followers right now, or subscribers, trying to get up to that 100. We follow anybody that's on, Twitter or X, however you want to say it, YouTube, Instagram. We follow everybody on that, even TikTok. So just give us, shout out to that. Also, to appreciate everyone that joins our group chats, who comments on it, who watches it later. We're just trying to make it. We've been doing this for 3 years now. Also, too, we're trying to start up a little more other channels. So right now we're doing one with the Shay and Aaron show where it comes to soccer. So we're going to do more of that going forward. I'm trying to get more into like a hockey playlist part of That's My Sports. I'm also trying to do like a lacrosse. We're also going to try to do like a WNBA, NCAA women's type playlist. So if there's anybody that would like to come on as guest host or anything like that, give us a shout out. We'll try to do something like that with us. Follow Hollywood Ray. He doesn't like to say it on this show. I don't know why, but follow him on Missing the Point, his other pod. It's all about Boston sports. He has good rants on that one. Definitely good rants on that one, especially what's going down in Boston. I'm also on Feeling Blue with CPNY Sports and on Blue Shirts Banner if anyone's a Giants and or Rangers fan. So check that out. And probably missing other stuff, but I'm always going to say, I've said this is the first episode, even years before that, Black people matter.
Yeah, I mean that I don't have much to add to that. Yes, thank you for plugging everything that we all do. I was like, we've come a long way in the 3 years we've done this. We've gotten more comfortable and we were giving better content. Like I said, we continue to grow. And I think the best part of it is that we know that we still have room to grow. We don't feel that we've arrived. And even when we get to that point, like I don't think that we'll have a point of like, oh, like we're this, we're that. It's just a matter of, we're trying to get better each show, get better each day. So we thank y'all for the support. We thank y'all for listening. I think it's just me being humble too. I don't know why. But like you said, it's just I don't know. I'll get better with plugging. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at the promotion stuff. I got to get better at that myself, honestly. So yeah, but like Aaron said, follow us on all that stuff there. With everything that we're doing, because like I said, we're making more content. This is the best time of the year for the content. It's just about every sport is going on at this time. So yeah, make sure you show support, and we without you, this is not possible. So. And as always, Black Lives Matter, not just when it's convenient for you. So he's Aaron Cass. I am Rashawn Buchanan. Until next time, we'll see you. Peace.
Tie this game at 60.